What's going on, guys? Welcome to TKBL Extras. Me and Drew are doing some stuff after hours.
Yes.
We had a topic we want to talk about, but we didn't want to put it on the main podcast.
Because we just did a podcast with Austin Millis. So go ahead and check that one out on the main channel.
Oh, yeah. Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. Sorry, they got the same fucking name. But these two old-ass dudes went at it, basically over a beef.
Yeah. Over the creation.
Yeah.
Well, not even the creation. It was a misunderstanding.
Basically, who gets the credit for First Take being what it is.
Yeah,
That's
being as
basically what it was.
popular
Right.
as it is.
So we first watched Stephen A.'s side, and essentially he was on the JJ Redick podcast, Two Man and the Three. Yep. So he basically talked to him about, like, you know, how did it start? How did First Take start? How did the company get like its bearings, the idea for it, all that kind of stuff. And Smith basically went on to say that he was approached by Skip Bayless before the show had even taken off. And he gave us some dates, he gave us some times. So me and Drew watched the video, and we watched both sides. But I was gonna say, just watching Stephen A.'s side, Stephen A. Smith, right away, I didn't think he was being truthful with all of it, because he made it seem as though, like it was, oh, okay, I came on the show and I saved you. Like the show was sinking, and I came on and saved you.
That is how we made it seem.
Right. And
but also,
we looked at the numbers, but go ahead.
I feel like it's one of those things where, like, you kind of forgot he was on a live podcast that's like going to go out to millions of people.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you're in the bar talking, you're like, yeah, I made he needed me. I just came on the show, and made it take off.
Yeah. And he doesn't do a lot of podcasts either. Like, I think he has his own, but that's through ESPN. So
yeah,
it's basically
it's like sports based. It's not like just talk.
Right. It's not his personal pod. So it's like, he doesn't really hang around that space too often. And I think it's just like you said, I think he basically talked it up like he was the main guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it was fair to Skip.
Yeah. He said within a month it became number one on ESPN.
He said within a month of him going on, it was number one.
Which might have been true.
Right.
I don't really have the exact numbers, but it pretty much said that it doubled in size of like viewership.
Yeah. It said like fall 2011, the viewership was right around 200,000 K. And that's just like where it was sitting. And then after January 2012 is when it skyrocketed in double figures. So it was at 400K plus. And then Stephen A. got on the show like a month or two after that. So technically, I mean, he's not incorrect, but like he didn't make the show. And so we went on and we saw Skip's side. And Skip on his podcast went ahead and told us like the meat and cheese, like basically saying the same thing we're saying. That's not how it happened. Stephen A. Smith was incorrect. And there was a bit of a feud there.
And he was upset. Which is understandable.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable because if you guys know who the power Skip Bayless has in the media space of sports, like he's almost like a godfather figure.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's put a lot of people on. And,
who do you think was better on First Take? On First Take.
On First Take between those two?
Yes.
That's hard. I would say if it's prime, I'm taking Skip.
Oof, I'm taking Stephen A.
Dude, prime Skip Bayless was something else. Stephen A is good now.
No.
And he was good back then.
Yeah.
But I would say Skip Bayless right now, bro. Or like Skip Bayless back then when First Take first came out. Oh my God. You could not win a debate against him.
Unless you're Stephen A.
And
then this is what I will say. Stephen A literally had memes about him before memes were a thing.
Yeah.
Stay off
the
lead.
And the Cowboys. Yeah. The Cowboys, he's got his 10 gallon on.
Yeah.
He was definitely a personality more so than Skip.
Yeah.
Because Skip was just, old, angry guy. He'd get on there and start yelling.
Yeah.
But I just think that Skip is more respected. And that's only because, like...
More respected?
Yeah.
I disagree.
More respected.
I disagree because I think once you hear Stephen A's story...
Yeah.
You'll understand that, like, Stephen A basically, like... I mean, they both worked their ass off, from the beginning.
Yeah.
But Stephen A, like, faced a lot of...
Adversity.
Adversity, a lot of trouble getting into this space. And then, like, coming from newspaper covering. And, like, he looked up to Skip, right?
Yeah.
But Stephen A always presents the facts. Always a professional. Doesn't really react on emotion.
No.
Like Skip does.
Yeah.
So,
and I would even argue, like, everything you see of Stephen A online, like you said, is professional. It's crisp. It's straight to the point. And he's gotten so good at being consistent that, like, that's his personality
and
now.
Articulate.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anyone else in the platform that can talk like he can. and like persuade you like he can currently. But I think Skip Bayless, when he first started, like Skip Bayless definitely was like the blueprint for a lot of radio hosts and stuff like that. And so I just think, like you were saying when we were watching it, like I feel bad almost for Skip, because that's why I was kind of taking his side, is because like
I mean, it was kind of a misunderstanding, but at the same time, like that's on Stephen A.
That's on Stephen A, bro. And 100% is like, because when I was watching the first time, I'm like, oh, okay, he's speaking facts, right? Mm-hmm. But what you look at is like, he was just kind of talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
he's
like,
talking.
He's just talking, and he's chopping it up, and a lot of stuff's like not true.
Kind of flexing a little bit.
Yeah, definitely flexing, because I mean, he owns ESPN right now. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
There's no other person that owns as many shows, who's on as many shows, who's doing as much stuff as this dude is doing. So
he is the guy.
Right. So if he just decided not to come up to ESPN, like they'd be done. In my opinion. So? Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, they still got SportsCenter.
Let's be honest. I mean, Max Kellerman's no longer on the show. They got JJ Redick and other people cycling through, and it's just Stephen A.
Pardon the interruption is what they were saying.
Yeah.
Molly Karam. Is she still on there?
Yeah, she's still there.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah, man.
Molly Karam or Joy?
You said what?
Molly Karam or Joy Taylor?
Oh, I can't say that one here.
Joy Taylor. Yeah. Look at it. Joy Taylor. I said Joy because Joy is like, okay, so as soon as Molly Karam started talking, everybody was like, shut the fuck up.
People still say that.
Joy Taylor is very articulate and can hold her own, which I like. So.
I mean, she was a host like Molly Karam, and for like maybe 2 years, and no longer than that. But she definitely got 2 podcasts out of it. Her own show with forget the guy's name. He's got the white hair. But I mean, she's got 2 shows. She's doing a lot of shit right now.
Oh my God, bro. They used to kill Molly Karam.
Yes, they still do though.
Oh my God,
no one really likes her.
You know how bad it got?
Yeah,
like they're like,
I remember,
kick her off the show, basically.
Yeah, and then she came out with like that condition and everything. I was like, oh,
what condition?
She has a condition that basically inflames her. It inflames like her back or something. It's like chronic pain or something.
Interesting.
It's fucking weird.
But yeah, and they Jalen Rose, and then didn't they get married?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought they broke up. I thought.
It's just still put together.
Maybe it's just wishful thinking. But
yeah, I think Skip is definitely like a GOAT, and like I felt bad for him because like lately, I know you haven't really been watching as much, but like Undisputed, you watch Undisputed?
I have in the past. I haven't watched too much.
Yeah, it's his Fox show, and honestly, it's just not as good.
Really?
I mean, you're sitting there and you're hearing it started out good, but then now you're hearing
started out great.
Shannon Sharp scream for fucking 45 minutes, and it's not fun.
Is it on Shannon? You think?
I think it's more on Shannon.
Did Shannon get too big?
Kind of. He's got some side projects too, but the thing is, like, Skip actually doesn't give as good takes as he used to.
Really?
Yeah. I think it is part of Shannon. Like, I think he's trying to keep up with Shannon's energy, but like, dude, Shannon's so sporadic. And like, if you know Skip, he likes to do that. He likes to tell the story and kind of paint a picture. He just screams now because he can't keep up with Shannon. But
Skip,
right. But yeah, man, I feel bad for Skip, man.
Yeah,
he's getting a bad rap lately.
I think Skip likes to have a very articulate conversation.
Yeah,
and that's what Stephen A. provided. What needs to happen is Skip and Stephen A. need a show.
Yes, and I think that's probably going to end up happening. But I think he needs to at least come on a Skip show or him come on Stephen A. show. And because of the battling of networks, they can't really do much together.
Right.
But like, they need to do that, man. They need to squash it.
Could you imagine if they
the greatest duo of all time,
bro? If they got a podcast and like, I'm sure ESPN and Fox both have it in their contracts that like, well, they wouldn't greenlight it, but like that they can't do that. Basically, they can't work with people from other networks.
Yeah,
stuff like that, or they own like if they do something outside of, they own it. But like, say they both retired from the big companies
and just did their own thing. Oh, they would make way more money.
Would be insane.
They would make way
richer.
Oh my
God.
Way
richer.
I don't see.
Look at Joe Rogan.
They're old generation. They're old generation though. So like, they don't think of it that way. But like, if they literally knew the graphs they had on like the younger audience, bro, could you imagine?
Yeah.
ESPN's probably taking so much money from these two,
bro.
ESPN
so much money
and Fox. Yeah,
bro. Is Spotify like say they signed a deal with Spotify?
Yeah, I think Skip only made what was it? $7 million for his contract. It was $5 million. That's not shit. He'd make way more than that.
Oh no. Was it 25?
I don't think so. Let's look it up. I think
it might have been. It might have been 25 for 5 years, so like $5 million each year.
Yeah,
I think that sounds about right.
Let me see.
And then Stephen A. is probably making dummy money, but still not as much as if you own your own platform.
$32 million
for
Fox. So
that's how many years?
Skip.
Because if he's making $32 million a year, then it's like I'm not leaving.
Yeah, I agree with him. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. 4 year 32. That's
4 years,
decent.
32.
That's decent.
That's NBA money.
That's NBA money.
But like, still, he would make more on his own.
Yeah. 100%.
Joe Rogan got 100 for 5, I think.
Yeah. So. And you said that's through Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's easy.
These guys had their own, in terms of sports, they would dominate.
Dude, they would dominate.
Be number one sports podcast.
And that's the thing is like they're so old, like they're the old generation. So if they don't think of it like that. They think of it like, oh, it's job security.
Job security, but like you're also on TV.
Fortune 500 company.
Yeah, and then there's something about even like being on radio, being on TV, where it's like you have a legendary vibe to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And I don't want to see it go to waste.
Yeah,
like you were saying, like I don't want to see that duo just not work together ever again. They're so good together, bro.
Stephen A. did release a statement though, talking about how it was kind of misconstrued.
Yeah,
but he didn't lie,
and
then also he got everything from Skip. So
yeah, he even admitted it. I mean, he said that that's his big brother. He definitely took a lot of stuff from him, like a lot of how he runs his stuff right now. And so I think that the respect factor between those two is too much. Like it honestly, like this beef went in and like came and went because like there's so much respect between both of them, bro. Like you saw, he didn't even go back at him again. Yeah. Like normally in today's era, like they just go back at you again.
Because I think they're truly brothers. Yeah. And then like also, it's just a respect thing where like they said stuff will be handled in private.
Right.
Which like, that's how you know it's different.
They're old school.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the bond is different too. Like you're saying, it's good to see though. Like, cause in today's era, there's so much beef, with that kind of shit, and people do it so they can like get on,
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. Like, especially for those two, like they can make so much money without those fucking TV stations. Easily.
Big facts.
Easily.
If they own their own stuff.
Yeah, man.
But shout out to them. I draw a lot of inspiration from Stephen A. Smith specifically. Like one of my favorite.
Because he started out in radio.
Yeah.
And he started out like radio.
Well, he started out in a newspaper.
Yeah.
So even older school than that.
Yeah. It's crazy to see the grind. Like this man's what, 50, 60?
What, Stephen A?
Yeah, and he's like a multi-millionaire.
Oh, bro. Crazy. Probably like 50.
Yeah, I mean, companies, businesses, investments, like all kinds of shit. The dude is doing good for himself. Like honestly, that's what you should, if you're black and in media and you're doing media or whatever, like that's honestly what you want to model after. Because I mean, he went to HBCU.
Yeah.
Like he's a man from the streets, man. Like honestly, he's a guy who just kind of went for it. And if you guys have seen either one of these gentlemen, like they talk about this on their platforms. They're skinny. They consider themselves like ugly. They're not athletic.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. It's not.
Stephen A. is like what, 6'3" or something?
He's like 6'3", but
tall as hell.
They even both say like they're just not. They look goofy.
They got a face for radio.
But it's that fucking grind. Like, dude,
I don't think Skip would say that.
You don't think what?
Skip got an ego, bro.
He said
like he'd be dripping.
He said like when NBA stars asked him if they can hoop and stuff, he'll admit like he can't hoop. He used to.
Who? Skip
and Stephen A. Like they'll both say like they used to hoop.
Have you seen Stephen A. shoot?
He can't shoot. I have seen clips, but he ain't about that.
I bet you would beat you on a 3-point.
Man, he can't beat me on 3-point. His old ass, bro.
Oh yeah, but comment what you guys think about the whole beef situation.